with it. Nuggets down by 1. Shot clock's at 3. Jokic. Sombor shuffle is good!
Here's the one. Shot clock going down. The step back. Baby. Knocked it down. The other one, an easier shot, doesn't go down. And that gives Denver the lead. Denver is 12.9 seconds away from honestly the most.
5.8 remaining. Donovan Mitchell has it. Over to Bogdanovich. He lets it go. No good!
Oh my gosh.
The Nuggets have stunned, shocked the Utah Jazz.
Chills, baby. Chills.
Oh, baby. All right, Adam.
Oh, Adam's not here. Dum 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 dum. Intro music Monday through Friday. What's up? What's happening? It's Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock, and it's time for the DNBA show at DNVR Nuggets on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope. I'm your host, Brendan Vogt. We'll be joined by the other host, Adam Myers, shortly. But as usual, I'm with Harrison Wind. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys? We are presented by Manscaped. As always,
your balls will thank you.
Balls will thank you. His balls just thanked him. It's Eric Weedham, also known as D-Line Co. What's cracking?
I thought I made that pretty clear. My balls have literally never thanked me.
I do not. I do not Manscaped. I'll just say.
No, but seriously, guys, DNVR20 is the code. Get 20% off Manscaped products. Perfect Package 3.0 is a great option. Hit it up.
So we got a little bit to dive into today. We got some practice updates. We got to speak with Bol Bol for an official capacity for the first time in like a year, Harrison. And
I think since Media Day, yeah.
Since Media Day, yeah.
It's pretty much been a year.
In what is easily the most hyped development on this podcast ever, Adam has finally went golfing today.
Oh, wow.
He'll be joining the show shortly. We'll check in with him and his ego, and we'll see how that's doing. I'm very pleased. I'll just say that. Early returns are looking good.
Oh, man, the comment section is just already on point right now. It's already on point.
But, hey, let's start in Orlando. Let's start with the updates. Before we talk about the interviews and what we heard, let's talk about what everyone saw on the internet today. Super producer Kale, let's pull it up. First and foremost, I think we got to start with Denver Nuggets head coach Michael Malone.
Oh, my gosh.
Listen, guys, he's got game. Love that pass. A lot of whip on that swing. And here it is. He already knows he's shooting.
You got to be ready to shoot at all times.
You got to be ready.
Yeah, you got to be shot ready.
Michael Malone, he fancies himself a traditional point guard.
Yeah,
this guy's
scrappy, white collar, high IQ.
Oh, wait. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding. Can shoot.
Yeah, gritty. Just, he's the type of point guard who would, slap the floor when he's playing defense. He's a slap the floor type point guard.
And the kind of coach that might give you more playing time if you slap the floor. Okay, yeah. In the more hype department, guys, this is point guard, power forward, father of the year, Paul Millsap, slinging it.
Oh my God.
To one small forward, Bol Bol. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, this just got me hyped. I'm sure it did with you guys as well.
Look at that. It's like, what else do we need? I'm honestly, if we never play a minute of the season, I'll be like, it's fine. I got this clip. That's really all I needed out of this whole reset. What a day. What a life.
We've seen a lot of empty gym Bol Bol highlights, and we've seen some G League Bol Bol highlights, but not a lot where it's that's Paul Millsap, starting power forward for the Denver Nuggets. This was one of those clips that almost kind of reminded me, oh man, Bol Bol's actually on this team, which is kind of an easy thing to forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Everybody's going to small ball. What's the deal with small ball? Overrated, if you ask me. Let's just throw Jokic, Bol, MPJ, Jeremy Grant, and Jamal Murray out there.
Long ball, baby.
What's the fascination with small ball? I don't get it, to be quite honest.
Well, yeah, I want MPJ, Bol, Mason Plumlee,
are they playing
tag? Jokic on the floor at the same time. Yeah, so this final clip, I don't really know what's going on. I just wanted to play it because if you'll see, we get a signature right angle double forearm gesture there from Jokic. I don't know if you caught that.
Missed that.
Which, when they built his statue outside of Pepsi Center, it must be that expression.
No, it's going to be the DNBA logo. What are you talking about?
That's how he expresses confusion, excitement, anger, contempt for the referees.
What are they doing, though? Can we guess what they're doing? Are they playing tag? Is this freeze tag? What's happening?
I think it's tag. Well, listen, when your basketball team isn't there, this is what practice looks like.
Can we go back to the Malone video?
Yeah, I want to see that again.
Can we just go back to that one? I need to talk about that some more.
Yeah, let's go to this. That's Jamal Murray. We'll talk about this in a second. If we can pull up that Michael Malone video, got me wanting to ask you fellas, where does Michael Malone stack up against other head coaches in the league? Like, who are the best ballers that are calling the shots around the NBA?
Well, I mean, Jason Kidd was in the league not that long ago.
That's a good. But is he a head coach?
Oh, head coach? Well, maybe soon to be, but no, he is an assistant right now.
Exactly. So.
But
you're right. That's the obvious answer.
Well,
Jason Kidd, Hall of Famer. Yep.
That's true. You've also got. Oh my gosh, what is his name? That was the coach of the Lakers and went to the
Luke Walton.
Luke Walton probably.
He's got to be decent.
Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers was my first thought. Would you have placed Michael Malone on that list?
I cannot imagine Doc Rivers can get up and down the floor anymore.
Is Malone first team All NBA coach? I'm trying to think of who's the guy that would surprise. Like,
I wonder if Scotty Brooks can still play.
Did Scotty Brooks play? I actually don't.
Scotty Brooks has he was like a backup point guard on he was like a backup journeyman point guard, I believe.
I was just going to bring this up. We can put that video down there, Kale. It was once Stan Van Gundy. Remember?
I also think I said white collar before. I mean blue collar.
You did.
Blue collar point guard.
Oh yeah, Tyronn Lue. If he ever gets that.
Oh
kid.
Yeah. Who are the
Carlisle, who also was?
I gotta imagine Lloyd Pierce down in Atlanta can hold his own.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But
yeah, Malone's the man.
Who do we think is the worst coach?
Oh,
Greg Popovich. He's 900 years old. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Like we weren't even sure if he should enter into the bubble. There's no way he should go onto an NBA court and start to play basketball.
I have a feeling Nick Nurse is like probably terrible, but like he's like a genius. Sees the floor, sees the game.
Yeah. He's calling foul all the time. Like,
yeah.
Ball.
Really bad hook shots. And
yeah, Nick Nurse is like, Nick Nurse moves the ball. He moves the ball.
Exactly. Well, let's we can drop those videos, Kel. Let's move on to what we heard today. We got a little update. We did get to speak with a couple of players. The Nuggets did practice. Bol Bol, notably, he spoke with the media for the first time since Media Day, as Harrison pointed out. We heard a couple of things I'm sure you've seen on Twitter by now. Bol Bol and small forward being used in the same sentence. Very exciting. But, Wind, I just wanted to know if you had a general takeaway or a particular quote that really stood out to you as we got to talk to this young man for the first time in a minute.
The small forward thing was obviously the buzzworthy thing to come out of today's media session. We talked about it on yesterday's show. I'm pretty sure they have 10 guys there right now. So I don't know. Maybe they're running a little 5-on-5. Not sure. But they don't have many guards. They have Jamal Murray and Troy Daniels and Will Barton. You can count him as a guard. So they'll need to slide everybody up a little. So Bol Bol apparently running some three. But my main takeaway from talking to him, man, this was the same takeaway we had back in the summer and back at Media Day as well. The guy's so young. This guy is so young. He's so green. He's so new to the NBA. He's so new to just even probably living like an adult life. He's got like a lot to learn, of course, but it seems like he's really enjoying it. Like he's practicing for the first time really consistently, maybe ever, as a Denver Nugget. And I feel like he's in a really good place. He seems generally happy and in good spirits that he's at least getting on the floor and practicing consistently.
I've spoken with both Bol and Blacko sort of on the side about their G League experiences and sort of different answers, different experiences. And I do think that's the type of experience that's sort of what you make of it. And what I'm getting at is, Vlatko, new to the NBA, not new to professional basketball, not new to the environment of sort of being coached, holding himself accountable, and sort of staying in touch and doing all the work. Vlatko told me he actually felt like he was in touch with Nuggets coaches every single day, whether he was with the team or not. Bol kind of gave me a different answer, and I just think he's sort of learning just sort of what it's like to be in the NBA. And so green, I think, is really the word. And no, I don't think he's going to play small forward. I think they just don't have half their team. But I do think, as Wind was saying just now and prior to the show, the key takeaway here is there's a real silver lining in this guy getting to practice with Paul Millsap, Nikola Jokic, the actual Denver Nuggets. Because at some point, this guy goes from fantasy, from idea, to actual player on the roster. And that might be, really soon here. Really soon.
Yeah, I mean, did you kind of get that sense, like, there's like a relief in his mind that he's actually practicing? Like, because of course he played 9 games at Oregon. He sat on the bench for the first couple months of the season. He then played in just a handful of games in the G League, and then sat on the Nuggets bench later in the season. Could you also sense that little bit of relief that he's like, okay, I'm finally playing. This is like at
Definitely.
least what I know a little bit.
Definitely. And I do think, to bring it back to the G League thing, like, it's great to be out there and playing basketball, but that two-way gig is probably almost like a limbo experience if you're not really sure what to do with it, and just sort of how to navigate being a pro in general. So to be here, to be with the team, when the stakes are really ramped up too, it's got to be such an exciting experience for a young athlete. Adam Martinez, who's joined the show. Nice
Unbelievable.
to
Oh,
join
wow.
us.
Oh, wow. Look at that. This is the first time I've gotten the applause. Wow.
Nice polo. You look like you were playing some recreational golf.
Oh, it's straight.
Unbelievable! Unbelievable! That's the best one you've tried. Unbelievable! You put the pressure on. That's what I.
Oh, and it hit the cart path.
Who's closest?
Spencer.
Damn it!
Spencer by about
70
Wow.
yards is what he said.
70 yards is the answer to that video.
Honestly, the funny thing is like I can never see the ball. This is my second time playing golf. I can never see where the ball goes, so people have to watch for me. Terrible hit. Wouldn't even close. Like a horrible.
So that drive right there, compare that to the rest of your drives today. Was that better or worse or about the same?
Probably my first or second best hit. The only other one that was worth a darn was the other one we did that was live. We did 2 while we were live, and they were both like great hit, like pretty solid. But those other 2 dudes, so Spencer and Mitchell, man, like those dudes, and RK too, man, they all crush it. So
Well, the dude in the white pants looked like he'd been out on the course.
Yeah, that guy's a golfer.
That guy looks like he
Yeah.
golfs. Yeah.
That's Spencer, yeah.
That guy has a golfer vibe.
I got to say, your balance was not great on that shot, Adam. And
You think?
you keep calling it a hit, which is also not
Great sign. That's
not a great sign for you.
Yeah.
Man,
also,
I'll
if you react that way after a drive, that sounded like to me your best drive based
Yeah,
on the
absolutely.
reaction.
Well, I do think he was definitely playing it up for the Periscope.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing: you couldn't see where the ball went, could you?
no.
So you could only
no.
judge who did well by how the reaction was. I learned this. So if you react like it was incredible, then it's like after a round in boxing, both boxers are like, "Hell yeah,
Yeah.
I did it." That's what you have to do.
You're like, that's what I imagine Biff from Back to the Future golfs like. Just crank it up, let it rip, and
You know what's
scream.
funny is I always forget that I'm like an enormous person until I see myself on like camera, and I'm like, "Oh my god, yeah, that's right."
You really just need to hang out with Brendan more often. You would not
Holy
forget.
shit. I'm glad I watched that video, though, because the first half of that video is why I got very upset when I learned you were going to start golfing, right? The way he reacted off the hit, I'm like, oh, I don't have the capacity to have this in my life. This type of arrogance.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I did golf about a 190 today.
That's
So
what I
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
yeah, that's pretty good. It
Well,
wasn't
you
bad.
can only go.
Wait, how many holes?
Well, it was only 17. We skipped one because there were some very slow people. So we're like, you know what,
Okay.
forget this.
So just a bunch of a smattering of tens is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, and honestly, you pick it up after 10, so it wasn't even like I put it in the hole. It's just like, all right, I'm done. Move on.
Well, listen, Adam, you joined us here for we're answering the key question on tonight's show.
Okay.
Talking about speaking with Bol Bol for the first time since Media Day. He mentioned he's playing a lot of small forward. I'm sure you, like us, don't actually expect that to happen in a game. But do you agree with Harrison's sort of take here that there's a real silver lining in Bol Bol getting to spend this time with the team and the coaching staff?
Oh man, no doubt about it. I actually think it's really, really good for his development. Harrison also had another great point earlier in the week when he was talking about this is about
Two
the
in a
time.
week.
2 good points in 1 week. No, when he was talking about this is about the time when Bol Bol would be playing anyway, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I like that is you can contrast what his experience would have been if the world was normal and it was summer league. You know, he's probably there with a draft pick and I don't even know what other player would have been there. Vlatko Chanchar. It just wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been immersed in the team quite yet. So I think in a weird way, the fact that there's 6-7 players still not inside the bubble, so Bol Bol gets to take center stage. I think that's I actually think it's really, really good. If there's one silver lining to all this, it's that Bol Bol is getting what I perceive to be a phenomenal introduction to the team.
Yeah, he gets regular practice run, and then he probably also gets some one-on-one time with coaches that he would not get if the Nuggets had 17 guys down there.
Yeah.
So, yes, the fact that they don't have almost half the team down there right now, not great. But, yeah, we could find a silver lining.
He gets that precious tag time also. If we don't get a picture of Bol Bol on a water slide, though, I'm going to be very upset. You know, I want that. I need that.
Bol Bol is so interesting, man. I'm so fascinated by him in so many ways. And I'm telling you, I was walking around like talking to some of these guys today out on the course or whatever, and I was just like, Bol Bol, Michael Porter Jr., they're both just so immensely fascinating. We are like seeing the tip of the iceberg with them. So
I think, Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just think the Nuggets are gonna be, aside from the fact that their championship window is open, even if it's only slightly open, they also just have these other things being added to the team that are inherently interesting, even if they don't win. You know, and I don't know. I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah, this is what you get with a very competent drafting front office, where you just are constantly restocking the cupboard.
Yeah.
You know,
and the cupboard was a little bare, I thought, at least after the Beasley trade, Juancho, Vanderbilt, but now they've got Dozier in the pipeline. Now they have Bol in the pipeline.
Yep.
So that is what good teams do. They replenish the pipeline.
I am intrigued. Maybe you guys talked about this already. I apologize, but the quote today was that he was playing small forward, and I know they have 4 centers and all these power forwards, but I had this thought too. Draymond Green became a center for the Golden State Warriors out of necessity, not out of you know what I mean? And look, I'm not saying Bol Bol's going to be a small forward. I don't think that's the case. But what I am saying is that maybe you're forced to just play weird, non-conventional lineups. And look, Bol Bol can shoot. Jeremy Grant can shoot. Michael Porter Jr. You might just be forced into it. And even if it's just for an exhibition game or one of these somewhat meaningless 8 seeding games, there's at least a small chance that you learn something there that makes you bold enough next year to go, why not? Just throw it out there against the Hawks. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I'll say it, Brendan. Bold. Sorry.
There's real utility there, right? Because you're going to have to figure out a way to get a very talented player on the floor at a position where your franchise player already plays. And beyond that, I think to extract full value from a guy like Bol, a unique talent like Bol, you want to be seeing where the boundaries are. Because it might be the case that it's actually shooting guard is too small, but small forward works. I mean, you want to be figuring that stuff out because this guy is it's unique. For this sort of a weapon to fall into your lap, to use it conventionally would be a waste. So you definitely want to play with this time.
You guys saw the video of him dunking? He's just so long that he jumps from so far, and you think he's going to stretch, and he just ends up dunking it here just because he's so long.
No, I said it when we came on the show. What's the deal with small ball? I don't get the fascination. Screw it.
It is unbelievable that we got. It's unbelievable we got Bol Bol too. If you really think about what it took for him to fall into our sphere, how many every single team had to pass on him, many more than once, and then the Nuggets didn't even have a draft pick and somehow got it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Second draft in a row where the Nuggets ended up with a player. I was like, oh shit, I had no idea
was
that
top
was
10. Bol Bol was top 10 on the Nuggets draft board.
Yeah, for sure.
They got him at 44.
So I saw that comment, and I do want to pump the brakes on one thing because I saw the comment about is going to have a hard time not playing Plumlee or whatever. Guys, that's not happening this year. Bol Bol, we might get a sneak peek of Bol Bol, but we are not going to get an actual peek of him this year because there's
not playing in the playoff.
Unless somehow there's one of these seeding games he goes for 35, and it's oh, okay, maybe that's not going to happen.
Never say never. It's
not going to happen. Come on.
I don't. It seems like this point, Nuggets Twitter's almost taking its eye off the prize. They're title, maybe. 30-point Bol Bol game?
Dude, I'm telling you. Brendan, I'm telling you, you're new you're new to town. This is what the Nuggets being a Nuggets fan is you load up and then you think about next year. We're already oh baby, the future's bright. We're well, we're where the playoffs are going to start. Like the current is also bright if we wanted to focus on that. Nope, Bol Bol and MPJ. Let's do this.
All right. Would you rather have a Jokic 50-point game, a Murray 50-point game, a Michael Porter Jr. 35-point game, or a Bol Bol 25-point game? You only get one.
In the 8 seeding games? Or
No, this is I guess the seeding game. Let's be realistic.
Bol Bol, man.
Bol Bol
Actually, no,
25.
NPJ, because that's the one where that happens and maybe that influences decision making.
That's a great point.
That's the smart answer, but give me the Bol Bol 25 point.
That's the good answer.
Yo, I want that Murray 50. Like that's what you really want. I mean, that's the real
loss,
core.
Eric, and a loss.
Honestly, if Murray has a 50-point game, then I think the Nuggets are going to be they're going to be solid. They're going to be really good.
That's what I'm saying. Like if Murray, I mean, that's again. Like this is the tantalizing treat where you not only are you offering us fewer points for Bol Bol, but he's like not even. There's not even a concept for him to break into the lineup currently. But we want our starting point guard to score 50. We're like, I don't know.
I love that.
Hey, let's go to a break, but really quick, we also had to talk to Troy Daniels. I hadn't spoken with him before. Cool dude, I think. And he told a really kind of sad birthday anecdote. He did say he tried to go fishing on his birthday, couldn't get any of the Nuggets to go with him, and he didn't catch anything.
Yeah, come on, Nuggets. You guys are supposed to be this like great chemistry team where everybody loves each other. Nobody can go fishing with Troy Daniels. Come on.
What a Charlie Brown story that is.
I know. I don't have a lot of I don't have any analysis there, but man, what a
for
sad
his
little
birthday,
tale.
nonetheless.
Yo, listen, everybody here has had the worst birthday of their lives if it happened in the last 4 months. So
That's true. Great point.
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine.
And
He'll
you
be
know what?
fine.
Mine did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. Now, you had a picture on Twitter. You had to dress up your own apartment, like pretend it was a restaurant. Like,
All seriousness though, must be tough to like go quarantine with a team you've known for like 7 days.
Totally.
So true.
You know, he's in a tough spot.
Doesn't even know their names. There's no way he knows Vlatko Chanchar's name. He's like, who's that one guy?
well, he's not even there, so he doesn't need to know it at this
Good
point.
Oh, this is a perfect segue to segment 2, that comment, but that's coming up after the break. Let's go to Harrison.
Oh, nice.
All right, let's do it, guys. I was out to dinner tonight. Went to order a beer.
Congrats.
No Breck Brew on the menu, though.
Oh.
Like immediate downgrade in my book. This restaurant that I went to. Still love it, but
I love
not-
that you're
not as good
unwilling
as it
to
could
throw
be.
them under the bus by sharing their name. That's good work.
yeah. But if you're looking to pick up some Breck Brew, check out Davidson's. They have pickup and delivery, of course. And when you're there, look for the 15-can sampler from Breck Brew.
Oop, wrong
The
drop. There it is.
Jokic pack, of course. There it is. Also, check out the Mile High City Copper Lager. Davidson's, of course, has pickup and delivery. And also, you can get Breck Brews everywhere. You can get them from your local supermarket. You can get them from Breck Brew itself using the... and then you can also use the Breck Brew beer locator as well. So tons of places to get Breck Brew from. Also, guys, the excitement and anticipation has been growing. Can you feel it? Can you guys feel it? Baseball is back next week. Baseball is back.
Air horn, air horn, air horn.
Yeah. I don't know how, but
Eric,
apparently
are you
they're going to play a
playing
season.
music? Are you on the board tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Well,
were both playing a song there.
But yours wasn't playing, so I jumped up. I took control.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you guys know about this awesome promotion that DraftKings is running. To put you in the center of the action, DraftKings Sportsbook is celebrating the new season with this special promotion before the season starts. Place a bet of at least $25 on who will be crowned the champion, and they'll give you $25 free to bet on opening day. So put 25 on the Rockies, put 25 on any team, and then you got another 25.
We're
to
a
spend how
week
you
away
wish.
from betting on the NBA. 2 weeks away from betting on the NBA. I can't
Well,
wait.
other people, we would never gamble on the NBA.
Why wouldn't we? We're allowed to now. Well,
Oh,
well,
are we?
am.
I don't even know what the rules
You
are.
are. We would never jeopardize our objectivity like that. But of course, DraftKings Sportsbook is US based, making it safe, secure, and reliable. Plus, it's super easy to deposit. I've obviously been depositing and withdrawing a lot. I think D-Line has been withdrawing a lot, especially.
What are you talking about?
You can probably speak to how easy it is to withdraw right into your bank account.
Yes, I did that thing where like that super newbie like scared money energy where I won like a little bit of money and
then you just withdraw.
I immediately pulled it out.
Yeah, but it goes into your account super quick, just like a couple days.
Yeah. It was very easy, very easy.
Super easy. So make sure to download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code DNVR when you sign up. For a limited time, all new users can get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000. That's code DNVR to get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Colorado only. Bonuses comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25 times playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
And we're back.
We're
ready to talk about rankings. Let's do rankings. Let's get mad about rankings again.
Adam's favorite topic, rankings.
Oh, I love it. Let's rank some stuff.
ESPN shared their NBA bubble rankings, predicting the 50 best players in Orlando. I'm going to share this screen here right quick. So look, there's our guy Jamal Murray coming in at 33. I'm going to show you. He is in between Lou Williams.
In betwixt
Lou Williams and John Morant at 32. Wind, I'll go to you. Just generally speaking, 33 ballpark. Does that sound right to you? Are you upset by this ranking?
Oh man, I feel like he's a tad low. I'd probably take Jamal Murray over John Morant in a game if I had to win one game. I might take him over Fred VanVleet. I'd probably take him over Montrezl Harrell. Sabonis, I'd probably take him over Sabonis.
I mean, the VanVleet Harrell picks are pretty wild. They have both of those players above Devin Booker. I mean, that seems pretty wild.
I mean, Sabonis, I love Domantas Sabonis, but like, really? I don't know.
I don't know either. But Murray, the thing with Murray is that at his best, he's so clearly better than all these guys. Like,
that's the thing. Yeah.
That's the thing. But his bad games and his sort of like shooting slumps can really weigh him down. Yeah. And I think, as with all things with the Denver Nuggets, the people that make these lists are not watching all the time, and there's a lot of just like, which games did you catch of his?
Totally.
Jokic has a little bit of this as well. But I think he's clearly better than all of those guys.
I just think he has to earn that definitive ranking.
Yeah, it's crazy though. We learned firsthand. You guys knew probably beforehand, but like when we tried to make the top 50 of our top 50 athletes list, you realize like once you get down into like the 30s, the 20s, you start sprinkling them wherever they might go. You don't really you're not as critical as you are when you're thinking about like the top 10, the one where people will actually start arguing about it.
The one thing I will say is I'm kind of glad that he consistently ranks in these ways, and it's only because we know Jamal is supremely confident. That's not gonna like hurt his confidence or whatever, but I do like that it's like you don't have the respect yet. And this is one thing I think with Jokic Malone always talks about having to earn the rotation spots or whatever. Well, you also have to sort of earn superstardom in Denver. Like Kyle Kuzma was anointed a star before he, in summer league, right? Like if you're a Laker, you get Alex Caruso's a superstar already. In Denver, you have to earn it two times over, and so I think there's something maybe a little motivating to that. But once you arrive, like we've seen with Jokic gets the respect. Maybe somebody has him ranked 9th or whatever, but everybody agrees he's a top 10 player now, and it's cool when you earn it the hard way.
Was it Zach Lowe who called Murray one of the most important swingmen in the NBA this season, coming into the season? Yeah. I think it's really apt, and I think this playoff ranking really sort of reflects this well. I think the ranking's appropriate, but he is that wild X factor because 2, 3, even 4 games at a time, he can be a top 20, top 15 guy in this bubble.
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
He can outplay Damian Lillard in a game against Damian Lillard. I mean, we've seen He has.
Kyrie Irving, I mean, he's outplayed Kyrie in an actual duel. That's like the closest we've seen to a point guard duel, I would say, with Murray. And he outplayed him. He stepped up to the plate. So much so that Kyrie kicked the ball into the stands.
No, he's so important. Unless Bol Bol can score 25, and who cares, right?
So I want to finish the rankings conversation, but we should talk more about Jamal because there's been a lot of conversation about all the players who have yet to get there, the players who will get there soon. Jamal's been there. Jamal's locked and loaded. So we'll have that conversation in a bit. But the other guy in these rankings, of course, Nikola Jokic, he comes in at number 9. And so that's just ahead of Jimmy Butler, and that's just behind Paul George at 8. 9 seems low to me, fellas. I'll just say it. The Paul George one kind of... It's been a long time since Paul George was the number 1 guy in the playoffs. I think he can help you a lot. I think if he's the complementary piece to Kawhi Leonard, like, yeah, that team can mess around and win a title for sure. But is Paul George, like, if you had no one else on your team and you're picking from this entire pool, I think if you take Paul George 8th, you're in for a second round or a Western Conference Finals exit. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, that feels like a super like vintage take. Like,
yeah,
you would put him so 100%. High. Like, you're like, I mean, we've talked about this before. Like, what he was going to be versus what he has to this point panned out to be after the injury. Like, I mean, Paul George was like, he was sort of anointed. He was going to be the next big thing in the Eastern Conference. And now he's like good, but he's definitely like, just a complimentary player now on his team.
Paul George went toe-to-toe with LeBron, but that was like in 2013 or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was so long ago. So I kind of give it, his high was higher than
also
Jokic's
before
high.
like the shoulder injuries, which have like a big thing with him.
I just can't get upset over these player rankings. Personally, yeah, I think Jokic has proven a lot more, especially if you talk about the last year. It was funny. I saw late last night, I was on Twitter at like 1 in the morning, and I saw Nate Jones put something out, who I think is one of the best, by the way, like just like observers of basketball and comment, somebody that comments on basketball. But he put out, I'm not sure about Jokic's weight or whatever, and I put out the stat of like, guys, just go look at his numbers in February when he was already skinny. His numbers were February might have been the best month of Jokic's career.
Right.
Really, and you look at those numbers, then you try to compare him to anybody else in the league, and it's like, come on, like what does he have to prove that he actually does do this on a consistent basis? But again, I can't get
some of the
about
games in February. The Jazz game that was in February, the 7.
Yeah.
He also had some
Milwaukee
other ridiculous games.
Yeah,
Milwaukee. That Toronto game was in early March.
Actually, if you just go back, because we kind of forgot, because Jokic had like 5 or 6 bad games after the All-Star break where he just wasn't playing well, and you kind of remember that. But if you just go back and look at the stat lines in January and February, like January 15th to the end of February, the numbers are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, keep pulling this thread because I want to see if I can get at him about rankings. I mean, here's number 6.
Oh my God!
Look,
what are you trying to do to us, Vote?
Look, I don't actually want him to get mad over the rankings, but I will say this: like, what Jokic turned in a first-team All-NBA season. What changed over quarantine period where you're going? But it's still Embiid with the higher ceiling. You know what I mean? We had all of last season. Jokic was first-team NBA. We had all of the 14-game postseason run where Jokic was a top 3 player on the planet. We had this season where he was first-team All-NBA again. Keep sleeping, man. I love it. It's Fraud City.
Me too, man. Actually, that's the other part of this is why I don't get mad. Is because, I'm cool with them being the upset team, not the favorite.
Yeah, I mean, getting mad over it is really ridiculous. I did put that out on Twitter yesterday. I mean, it's actually fun. It's fun for me to see this stuff again. It's fun to see that those ESPN odds where the Nuggets have a 0% chance of winning a title.
A 0% chance.
Don't get mad. Embrace it. Like, this is what being a Nuggets fan is about. And when and if that big day comes, it's why it's going to be that much sweeter.
So let's say Jokic averages 25, 12, and 8. Good shooting percentages. We'll say 37.5% from 3. And the Nuggets win the championship this year. Where is Jokic ranked on ESPN's player ranking? Because I'm going to say
to start next
11th.
year.
11th.
Next year.
Yeah, to start next year, they're going to move up to 5th or 6th, I think. Yeah.
He'll be behind LeBron, Giannis, Kawhi,
Curry, KD.
Doncic will have a first-round exit, but he'll have leapfrogged it for sure. For sure.
Totally.
Paul George will probably find his way into the top 10 again.
Yeah, look, there's not a lot of meat on the rankings bone, but it did have me sort of thinking about Jamal Murray a lot today, and I mentioned this earlier, so much to be made of where the rest of the key guys are. Well, we know Jamal Murray's there and been there and going to be there. It's come out that he looks like he's gained some, he said he's gained some weight. It looks like he's gained some weight. He looks yoked in a good way. He looks strong.
Jamal Murray did? Wow, I didn't see that.
And so I don't know, man. I'm just really excited about Jamal's postseason. And this to me is a guy who I actually don't think lost focus at any point over these last few months. And I mean, I think Jamal, there are nitpicks to be made in his game. Well, he lost focus on who he was sending something to. But the idea of wanting to be and working to be a better basketball player, Jamal Murray is about that life. There's no doubt in my mind. And I just think that this is a guy who wants to be the best he can be. And when we saw him looking maybe a little perturbed in that interview the other day, I think he was just like, he wants his whole team there. He's ready to get past the trivialities, the formalities, the silly media availabilities. He wants to go win a title.
Yeah.
And I just think he's been focused and locked and ready this whole time. I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, I felt like the entire all of the first part of this season was really colored by Jamal being hobbled a lot. I felt like every time that he played, his legs got hurt.
Yeah, I agree.
Ever since basically since the Spurs matchup, where he got picked really hard and it bruised his thigh. Every time he
purtled.
And once he got purtled, I swear, every time I watched him play, he would just get injured, his legs would hurt or something. I don't know. I'm with you, Vo. I think he does seem like he has a different level of focus. He's ready.
So I think Jamal has been really good throughout his career in these last couple of seasons when he's come back from a layoff, whether it's been injury or the All-Star break. I remember he came back from that injury in February and then had that Murray mentality game.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he had the All-Star break. And
we're going to get a 50-piece. It's going to happen.
He came out of the All-Star break like a different player. He was shooting almost 1.5 more threes per game. I thought he was playing way more in control. He was seeing the game differently. So, this is a little more than a standard layoff. This is, a typical offseason. But I feel like he has used layoffs and just breaks before to refocus, to recommit, and just come back super locked in.
I see the take all the time about Murray being the hardest worker on the team, and I don't know if that's true. I think he works hard. This is by no means. First of all, we don't get to see this.
We don't know.
We don't know. And when you talk to players, there's a handful of guys, maybe that they'll say, this is the guy. But I always hear Gary Harris is the hardest worker. That's the guy that is the weight room beast and everything else. I think Michael Porter Jr. is sort of addicted to basketball, so I don't think he ever takes time off because that's what he does with his free time.
But you know what I do think? I think more than any player in that locker room, Jamal's been sitting in his room picturing the trophy. I really do. I
saw somebody in the comments say that he's the most mentally tough, and I think that part is certainly true. He really does have that mental toughness and focus and stuff. That's separate from necessarily hard work, but I do think when push comes to shove and everyone's pushed to their limit, he thrives.
And it's been
He's a gamer.
It's been so long, right? It almost feels like a completely distinct season now. But
it is.
Prior to the MPJ introduction and all of the MPJ questions, to me the biggest question to answer, data point to gather coming into this postseason, is Jamal closer to the guy we saw at the highs or closer to the guy that couldn't handle Derek White? Or is it just going to be inconsistency? Can he get that level up? I think that's really the operative question. You're not going to find out the answer to those questions, in my opinion, across 82 games. It's going to be about the playoffs. And so watching these highlights, looking at these pictures of Jamal, I'm just sort of been reminded of how excited I am because that book is not closed yet. That final chapter
not even close.
No.
And there's still a chance that he peaks out way higher than I've ever given him credit for. And so I'm very stoked to see that process again.
What about this vote? Let me ask you this. Where does he rank on your Nuggets play? Let's assume everybody's healthy and inside the bubble and whatever. Okay, forget the quarantine or whatever. Where does he rank on your most excited Nuggets to see on the court? This can include Bol Bol, given that Bol Bol's probably only going to play a handful of minutes. But where does he rank on your most excited? Number 2, behind Yoke.
MPJ, Jamal Murray.
Oh, MPJ and then Jamal Murray. Interesting. What about for you, Harrison?
Yeah, definitely 3. Definitely 3.
He's behind who?
MPJ and Jokic.
Okay.
Jokic, I just think I know what I'm getting. I'm hyped to see it again.
I know.
But I just think I know what to prepare for,
Yoke's that old movie I could watch. It's on TV. I'm going to watch it again.
Oh, my God. Dude, the mere sight of Nikola Jokic prompted the happy music to this.
I know. It's so true. You know what's funny, though? Underrated highlight video on all of YouTube is the MPJ every shot he made video. Have you guys seen this video on there? Where if you go on YouTube and you search for it, people are going to leave the stream now to go watch it. Don't do that. Wait till this is over. No, but you go and you just type in MPJ every make from the season. Well, first of all, any video where a guy makes every shot feels like they're just incredible. But his shots, I'm telling you, there's a lot of beautiful ones in there.
They are beautiful.
There's not that many not exciting points that he scored this year.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Let's,
for me it would go Jokic because of course, MPJ, Bol, and then probably.
Yeah.
I know I'm only going to see Bol for like 15 minutes.
So
Bol is so exciting, but like I don't think he's going to play in the actual playoffs, so it's tough.
Yeah, what is this? What do you mean by this question? You're like, who like gets your heart racing when you see them go to the scorers table, like that they're coming in? It's
just excited. That's the question doesn't have to make sense, Eric. Who are you most excited?
Well, I just want to know how to answer this question. If you're talking about because who can get my heart racing the most? It is absolutely Jamal Murray. If we're in the middle of a Murray flurry,
yeah.
If you're talking about if they're coming up to the scorers table, I'm like, okay, it's like but Jamal has gotten me more hyped than any. Well, I mean, Jokic's highs have probably got me the most hype. Although, when Jamal gets unconscious, it is it's contagious, and the entire arena just starts pulsing as one, and people are oh my god,
a Murray flurry, as you said, is
a Murray flurry.
A Murray flurry. Like when Jokic gets in that zone, he's not shooting it every time down,
Right.
Maybe he's
just in
shooting
control.
it, and then maybe he's making a crazy pass, but he's always looking to get others involved. Like when Jamal's in that zone, he's shooting it every time. So it is more exciting than when Jokic is there.
That's
sure.
that's what I mean.
I'm
just
with you.
the thought of Murray playing, he's been in every highlight that we've seen from the bubble. We're oh yeah, and Jamal too. But Bol Bol, check out But as far as who can really get you going, it's Jamal, absolutely.
Sneaky answer, Gary Harris. Although him not being there is taking a little wind out of the sail. I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, no doubt.
It'd be a great feel-good story. The feel-good story of the year. If Gary Harris got it back.
At some point along the way, with the return of the season, or the hiatus looking more and more indefinite, I was not even sure at one point if the postseason would happen. At some point, I sort of moved into what happens this summer mode. And in the lack of a playoff run, I went, well, they probably have to trade Jamal.
Yep.
But I've just been excited and reminded by the idea that we don't know that yet. And there's a chance this kid comes out and just whips. So it's really high on my list of things I hope to see.
All right, guys, if you want to get into the WGT tournament that's coming up this weekend, don't know what it's called, don't know what the course is, don't know what the difficulties are, don't know how fast the greens are.
You can help us decide this right now. I propose that we made an absurdly difficult putting challenge again, and that we call it Icy Greens. But people, or we could do something entirely different. You guys tell me. What do you want? What do you want from
the
these
hottest
tournaments?
week of the year, wouldn't you say? This is usually mid-July, late.
It's going to be very
July.
hot this weekend.
It's going to be very hot. Maybe we need a scorcher in the desert. Take us to the desert, Eric.
All right. Okay, fine. So there'll be a desert-themed tournament coming your way. 9 holes of dry terror.
There it is.
All right. Well, anyways, if you want to play in that tournament, download WGT from DNVRGolf.com. Search for the DNVR2 Clubhouse. That way you will automatically be entered into that tournament this coming weekend. Also, guys, Strava Craft Coffee, you can get it for 20% off with the code DNVR20. If you're feeling stressed, if you got back pain or neck pain, Strava Craft Coffee can help you out. It's packed with CBD. It can alleviate a lot of problems that you've been experiencing short-term or long-term. Maybe you've had that back pain and neck pain that you haven't quite been able to get rid of. Check out Strava Craft Coffee, packed with CBD, and you can get it for 20% off with the code DNVR20.
What do you guys feel about reggae?
I feel like it's music that exists.
Great in the summer.
True.
I feel like I have to be woke enough to listen to reggae now in 2020. I have to have an understanding that I'm just hopping on someone else's culture. You know what I mean? That I need a reason to listen to Bob Marley other than weed is tight. All right.
It is tight, though. It is tight.
It's segment 3. It's towards the end of the show, which means it's time to play the show that's sweeping the nation, a national sensation. It's called The Steps, and it can't be played without a DNVR member, so let's welcome into the show, I think for the first time, I could be wrong, Brady. What's up, brother?
Brady looks familiar to me. Have you been on before?
Brady, is this your second time on?
This is my first time, actually.
See,
he just has one of those faces.
Brady, where are you calling us from tonight?
Up in Boulder.
Oh,
nice.
Shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, look at the shirt. You should have come on last night. You could have matched
last
both
night-
Adam and I.
We were wearing those
I was
yesterday.
the one asking you guys yesterday.
Yeah.
That's it's money.
I thought
like
you guys
this guy.
could wear the same shirt, 2 days in a row. I thought that was a normal thing.
That is quarantine level acceptability at this point. You can wear the same shirt as long as you want.
I'm wearing a polo because I didn't. They said I didn't have to, but I was gonna feel. This is why I hate golf because of that. But I never wear a polo. It's very uncomfortable.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
you
on.
look uncomfortable.
Oh, come
Very
on.
uncomfortable.
Could you at least button the bottom button? I mean, your V is plunging a little deep for my taste.
Brady, we were just talking about some of the players we're most excited, most hyped to see as this thing gets going. What does that list look like for you? Is there one thing that you just can't wait to be watching again?
I was definitely in agreement with Murray. I mean, yeah, like the Bol Bol hype is awesome. I'm all for it. All here for the Bol Bol hype, but
Yeah.
I'm
not
ready
gonna
to
matter.
see Murray really establish himself. This is the time.
Totally.
Yeah,
Bol
it
Bol
is
is like a
this time.
tantalizing piece of candy, but like we want some meat, man. It's time to meat's back on the menu, boys. Let's go.
Such a great reference. Are you a Murray believer? You're saying you're hoping to see it. Do you expect to see it in the bubble?
I try to be. I'm holding out hope for as long as I can out here.
Dude, this
Not
is
that
the,
he's a. He's. I just want to see it. I just want to see it.
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
The thing is, we have seen it. That's the thing about Murray is it's hard to question how good he could be. It really is consistency, which is such a weird. It's such a weird thing because we know he's. I don't know. It's like weird rooting for consistency. Every third game, he's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And his
It's
playoffs
consistency.
last year, yes, he had a bad game one. But
Yo.
his playoffs last year probably don't get enough talk. First time in the playoffs, he was 21 years old. I feel like he probably deserves more credit for that than he
Dude,
gets.
They
the
did
second part of
target
game
him.
two.
Every team actually targeted him, though. That's the other part
Yep.
of this is like he
Yep.
was the weak link
Yeah.
on the defensive end, so there's a little give and take. But he was awesome. Like his highs were really, really high in that series, especially at games 3, 4, those Portland series.
But,
Yeah.
but I mean, to keep it 100, the lows were low.
Were really
you know?
low.
I mean, it was. So I think it's really fair to for anyone to be skeptical or excited or somewhere in between. You know what I mean? It's definitely a wait and see thing. Brady, are you familiar with the steps? If we were to get rolling, do you know how to play?
I sure am.
right.
Do I have a helper?
Yeah, who's Brady's helper tonight?
He does not have a helper tonight.
Yeah, I'm his helper.
I
I'm
don't
always
need
the
it.
default helper.
Yeah,
Let's do this,
Eric's
Brady.
got
Me and
some
you.
questions,
Let's
so-
go.
Let's go.
My man.
All right, Brady. Question number 1. What sport has Adam rarely, if ever, played before this summer, but still believes he's going to be great at?
Golf.
The answer
sport of
is
golf.
actually every sport.
Oh my god.
Every sport
All
or
of 'em.
activity. Yeah, all of them.
Adam did talk a big game about spike ball when he and Christian Clark, or me and Christian
yeah.
Clark played,
You're
and we
getting
beat
a lot
him.
of run out of this. I did not know this was such an important competition to you, Eric.
I'm not. I'm just saying
Wild.
we haven't had that many
That
competitions. I'm
spike
just
ball
saying.
game was like a year ago, dude.
No, I'm just.
He's getting a lot of run out of
I
it.
only have so many data points. Like
I
have to
like Eric imagining him at the bar, just some randos. He's like, I don't know if you guys heard, but I beat Adam at spike ball one time a couple years back. It's a really big moment for me.
Unbelievable. How did this turn back on me? I hate that I opened my mouth. All right, go.
Question number 2. Which of these players was a second-round pick? Michael Porter Jr., Monte Morris, or Mason Plumlee? was a
Monte.
second
All
round.
day. Monte Morris.
Hey, Monte, we trust.
It is Monte Morris. 2 for 2.
Excited to see PJ Dozier too. By the way, I'll add him to my list.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Noted.
You think he knows that I beat you
Question-
at spike ball, PJ Dozier?
Question number 3. Which of these players was a teammate of Jamal Murray's at Kentucky? DeMarcus Cousins, Tyler Eulis, John Wall.
Eulis. Tyler
Yeah.
Eulis.
Yep.
It was Tyler Eulis.
That's
3
right,
for
baby.
3.
Let's go.
There we go.
Question number 4. What is Michael Porter Jr.'s brother's name?
Oh, it is. Oh,
It's Jonte.
Jonte.
Oh, nice work,
I was thinking Kevin, but that's the guy on the Cavs, Jonte.
It is Jonte.
Let's
4
go.
for 4. I'm glad. I like how Eric actually knows the obligations of the helper. He just
Right.
gives you the answer right
Here's
away.
the answer.
Instead of choosing it.
I'm familiar with the steps, guys.
None of those tease hints.
Yeah. Listen, I was gonna be like, it's like Jean, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just move on. Let's get to the stickers,
His
baby.
father owns a ranch on the Gold Coast.
Oh man! All right, question number 5. Paul Millsap made the All-Defense team, I believe the second team, in 2016. What team was he on? What team did he play for when he made the All-Defense team in 2016?
Is that Utah or is that Atlanta?
That's Atlanta.
That's the right answer then. I think that's what he's asking, Brady.
Oh, I thought you were asking which of the
All NBA
defensive teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Oh.
team was he on when he made the All-Defense
Atlanta.
team?
Atlanta.
It is Atlanta. It is Atlanta.
Suspense was killing her.
Sorry, the phrasing might have been a
Inflection
little
point,
bad on that
Brady.
question.
Sticker pack could be yours.
Oh,
We'll mail it all
boy.
the way up to Boulder. We're
Here we
allowed
go.
to do that. Not allowed to mail
Here
it,
we
by
go.
the way, to
Not
Australia.
We'll make former intern Kale bike it up. So I guess that joke didn't.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
He doesn't care, dude. Brady's in it. He's in it to win it.
All right.
You think he showed up for stickers? Come on.
Question number 6. PJ Dozier went to the same college as what Nuggets legend?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yikes. First off, which college did he go to? I feel. Is this going to be like Alex English? It's generally Alex English is the question for Nuggets legend. It could be David.
What are your thoughts here, Eric? What are your thoughts?
I mean, my thoughts are, I think it's probably Alex English. I think it's like but I honestly, the college is my absolute weak spot when it comes to steps questions. I don't know where anybody went. I don't know when they went. I don't know who. I don't know anything.
Yeah, not my forte either. Let's go with it, Eric.
Oh God.
I've got faith.
It is Alex English.
Let's go.
Faith.
Question number 7. This is another tough one. Who was taken earlier in their respective drafts? Will Barton or Nikola Jokic? Who was taken earlier?
Ooh.
Good one.
So who was picked first? Will Barton or Nikola Jokic in their respective drafts?
It's a really good one. Win. Good job.
I think Jokic was earlier. I think Will was like. Let me think about this. Because Jokic was what, 40 or 41? Will Barton.
I would think the Trailblazers were a better team at that time, which would lead me to believe Jokic was first. He was ahead of him.
That's great.
Nuggets
deductive
drafted ahead
reasoning.
of him. That's all I got.
This feels like a trick question too. This does feel like a trick question.
It's
Could
not.
be.
It's just there's
It
two.
could be.
Just a question.
Well, you would think that. You would think that. You would
and
think
it's one or the
that.
other.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go Jokic was first.
I'm sorry, Brady.
Get out of here!
It was Will Barton.
Were they 40 and 41?
Will Barton was selected 40th overall, and
That's what I
Nikola
thought.
Jokic was selected 41st overall.
Yo,
Tough question.
That's so
Tough
rude.
question.
Oh my God.
We can see Brady backstage. He's just he can't.
Oh, just
this
throwing
one
his
hurts.
computer
That was,
around.
Yo, that's a dude. That was what number question was that?
Hey, the questions are getting harder. We can't be giving away
I
all
love
these
it.
prizes.
I love it. You know what? Yeah, the people that rode with us through quarantine, easier questions.
Yeah.
Now that you're coming back,
Oh,
now that
man.
everybody's coming back, harder questions.
Yo, that one. I felt that was a heart punch to me. I'm a little dazed here, guys.
Well, listen. Shout out to Brady for hopping on, doing a great job. Shout out.
It
to
was
the
a
rest of you
50-50
for-
question, though. So
He was
50-50.
close. Right? He was half right or wrong. Shout out to the rest of you for watching, commenting, and laughing with us. We're getting closer. The hype train getting some momentum. Shout out Bol Bol. Just 'cause
Shout
we
out
can.
Bol Bol.
And hey, we'll talk to you
gonna
guys
be playing
tomorrow.
point
New
guard by
show,
Monday.
Casual Friday. Apparently a casual, maybe a sloppy Friday. That's
Oh, it's gonna be sloppy
It's gonna be a
AF.
weird show. That's how I'll tease
Bring
it.
your beers to Shotgun, fellas.
Bring your beer. It's a
We're-
noon
it-
show.
yeah,
We forgot about
yeah.
that detail. Oof. All right. Well, there's your tease. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Yo, listen, everybody.
easy.
Like, we're gonna invite people onto Shotgun Beer
Oh God!
You're gonna
I can't do multiple shotties.
I can't.
Yeah, you can. Well, listen, we'll invite as many people that want to come on maybe at the same time to shotgun beers with that. It's happening in the NBA bubble. We're all about reporting on what's happening in the NBA bubble. We're gonna recreate the NBA bubble life for you in your home.
Oh my God!
All right, guys, take it easy. We'll hit you up tomorrow for some fun. Be safe. Be sane. We're out.
Somebody said Adam needs to play rugby. Hard pass. One sport I don't need to play. I'll be bad at it. I'll get hurt.